everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Between the Bases podcast. I am alongside JJ Fight. JJ, how you feeling about this Yankee series?
Good. Taking it with a grain of salt. It is the Oakland A's. No offense to the A's players. I know that stuff is going on. Definitely no offense to A's fans. It's more towards ownership on that point. Sell the team, guys. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's move on to this series.
Get into game one. Got Johnny
Game
Brito.
one. Oh, let's go. I am frustrated about game one because they got the pitching.
Yeah.
Brito pitched well.
He delivered.
2 runs over 5 2/3. I'll sign up for that every single time he starts. The first run, I don't know why, it just felt so deflating when Tyler Wade scored. It was like a triple and then the single, and I was just like, Tyler Wade, like something that like he can never do, like not never do in the Yankees. He could do it on the Yankees, but like in Yankee Stadium, his speed like was not usable because how small it is.
Yeah.
And just the way that run was like created, I'm like, I haven't seen the Yankees do that in such a long time.
Like a triple.
Hit a triple and then single the guy home. Like I haven't seen that happen in such a long time. So that was frustrating for me. Solo home run was just even more deflating. Not even the fact that it was Seth Brown. It was like watching the offensive at-bats throughout that game. I was just like, we could lose this game 1-0. And the fact that it was 2-0 felt like it was 8-0.
Yeah.
Donaldson hits a home run.
Yeah, that was great to see.
Good to see from him.
But obviously, you know how it goes in Donaldson. It's a home run. Hits home runs. I mean, the Yankees lost. So, like, when he hit the home run, I knew the game was over.
Yeah, and Paul Blackburn, solid pitcher. Volpe started to hit. Volpe got a couple of hits. Very happy for that.
3.
It was very good for Volpe. Like, again, my number one issue with Donaldson, again, he can hit all the home runs. He had a big home run today. It's the way he's getting out, I realized. I think someone tweeted this, and I responded right before Donaldson hit his home run, of course, about how I was out and I wanted him DFA'd. And I'll say this much, is that over his last 9 outs, or his last 9 at-bats at that point, 6 of them were strikeouts. And I don't know if that's something that I realize more. I feel like when I've been watching him, he's been striking out, haven't been putting the ball in play. And that's a big issue. Is like, I want to see that turn around. Yeah. I said I want to see him put the ball in play more. And yeah, he kind of did that over the series. He hit another home run today. His first time homering this season, not in a loss. So again, extremely happy for the guy. Like, wish him success if we do DFA him and stuff. I mean, not a lot of success, of course, because like he badmouthed Cole and stuff. But like, still, like, you never want to see someone do bad. And kind of, I want to see him put the ball in play, even if he's getting out. I want to see him hitting line drives, and I think that will be more of an answer for me than just constantly hitting home runs and striking out. Like, I don't enjoy the constant strikeouts. I want to see the ball put in play because you get lucky, and once you get lucky again, right? You're playing Oakland, who has not been one of the best defensive teams. Like, get lucky, dude.
Donaldson's at-bats are very uncompetitive, and you can see when he's up, he's a guess hitter. He's guessing for pitches, and that might have worked earlier in his career. It doesn't work now.
Pitchers are too good now.
He's always looking for the wrong pitch. What?
You can also – pitchers are too good now. You can guess the right pitch, and still you're not going to hit it. I see it so many times. Someone goes up against I'm trying to think who has a really Burns, I think, his changeup, right? You could say his changeup or his cutter. Sorry.
Yeah.
Devin Williams' changeup. Burns' cutter. You could see his cutter all game. You're not hitting it. Like, you're not. That is just how it is, you know? And I think guess hitting, I think we're seeing it now. Stanton, though, put the barrel on the ball today. Wanted to see that. Got to see that the last 2 games. I'm very happy about that. I think for Stanton, he's the one I'm buying most stock in about this series because his at-bats looked better as the series went on. He wasn't off balance today. He kind of put the barrel more on the ball. And again, I don't mind Stanton if he's going to bat 220, but most of his outs are not strikeouts. And again, when he's at his top, when he's getting out, it's not strikeouts. And I know he's better than he can hit 220, but I feel like that's been his average because he always has these bad months when he comes off the IL. So that's been his average. But I know that Stanton, he'll put the ball in play, and he hits the ball so freaking hard that it's going to get through more often than it's not.
Stanton, he's like he has a very high percentage of strikeouts over his career. He's not like a guy that puts the ball in play a ton.
I know, but when he's on, he's
the best player in baseball. When Stanton's hot, there's nobody like him. You know he's gonna hit it 120 miles an hour every time.
There's a mix over what we saw the last month, right? Since he came back, there's a mix between that and when he's the hottest hitter in baseball. There's a middle ground where he'll crack a home run every once in a while. But he's been there, and that's
a problem.
That's been the issue.
He's very streaky.
Doesn't get to that point, but he was in that middle ground a little bit last year when they were on that run before he got injured after the All-Star break. He was at that point where he was hitting closer to 250. He was hitting singles. He was hitting some nice doubles in larger ballparks, and he was hitting home runs. And that's where I want to see him get back to, because we've seen that now, and so that's like an expectation for him, at least for me.
Yeah, let's get into game 2.
Yeah.
Domingo Germán. It was the 24th perfect game of all time. I mean, what are your thoughts on that whole game? You know, the whole pitching performance and how it was Domingo Germán who threw it.
I have to come clean. You could clip this, post this on Twitter, everything like that. I turn on the game. I work in a day camp, so I'm a sports counselor. I've been working outside. I'm exhausted. I got dehydrated yesterday. I know, should hydrate, drink more water and stuff. I got dehydrated, so I was sitting on the couch. I was drinking a Gatorade, and I was like, you know what? It's 9:30. Watch the first 2 innings, see where this goes. I remember turning on to Yes Network. I remember watching the pregame. I don't remember the first pitch. I remember waking up, it being the 8th inning. I saw the score and just turned off the TV and went to bed. I did not watch a single pitch in that game. I wake up to around 40 text messages from friends and a couple family members. And I'm just like, what happened? So, of course, open the box score, and I see all zeros. And I go, wow, I'm dumb, but also I need to sleep. I slept for like 10 hours. So I kind of needed that.
Yeah.
But coming clean, did not watch that game.
I watched I think like the first 5 innings and listened to inning on the radio in bed. And I think I stopped listening after like the 7th. And I slept really late today. I woke up at 9 or something. And I got text messages that Domingo Germán threw perfect game. And I was like, wait, what? And I look on Twitter and it's and I see all these posts about it. And everybody being like, oh, it had to be Domingo Germán. Why couldn't it be anybody else?
My take on it is, it's my same thing with certain artists, classical music artists and normal day artists. Enjoy the art, not the artist. Pitched a really great game, threw a perfect game. Cool, good. I saw Yankees have another perfect game for MLB history. Did he serve a suspension? Yes. Right? He served his time. He did do his suspension, but I'm not going to root for him off the field. He did throw a perfect game. Cool. Good for him. That's my take on that. Do I think J-Mo's, I think it was 7 1/3, 8 1/3 last year. So it was 7 1/3, I think, last year.
Against the Angels.
And then that game, would that have been a cooler perfect game in my opinion? Yes. Also, it was in the stadium, that game versus in Oakland.
Yeah.
Right? So either or, I think cool. We got a perfect game. Maybe it could be a momentum swing. I said I want to see Germán have a solid start after his last 2 starts. Well, I don't think there's a more solid start he could have given us.
Yeah.
But I want to see his next start, because I think his next start will be at home. The fans are going to want to be up for him, and I want to see what he does. And it's against Baltimore, a very good offense. So let's see what his next start brings us.
Yeah, Germán, in Oakland at the Coliseum, you saw the A's fans were, cheering for Germán, which I just don't get at all. Because, you remember last year when the Yankees had those 2 straight games where there was a no-hitter and then there was another no-hitter for 6 innings against the Astros?
I posted my second game.
And during that game, I'm not like, yay, the Astros are throwing a no-hitter. I need to see this
I
happen.
think it's
I'm
different.
so sad. I'm like, don't even want to watch the game.
Yes,
Even
Network.
if the A's fans are like, oh, so team, where we're staying in, like we're staying in Oakland for because we're amazing fans, and you're cheering for the opposing pitcher to have a perfect game. Of all people, it's Domingo Herman you're cheering for, not like a great person, like is actually a great pitcher.
Yeah. So my opinion was I'm all in for. I think also in Oakland there are a lot of Yankees fans out west that show up to those
I
games.
mean, what 11,000 people were at that game?
Yeah, and their average attendance has been around what 3,000. So there are 3,000 Yankees fans at that game. Those are
Okay.
probably the 3,000 you're hearing cheering.
No, I
That's
saw A's fans. I saw A's fans cheering.
maybe. Also, if you're an A's fan at this point, you're like, cool, I get to see history. I've not seen that in this ballpark. The only history I'm going to be seeing in this ballpark is sad. And that was also sad. It was the longest no-hit streak in the MLB. I think it was over 5,000 days. I'm very sad that
Yeah.
ended. I think the Washington Expos, or now the Nationals, had the longest, and their last perfect game to tie this all together was David Cohn in 1999.
Oh, wow.
So that's just times as a flat circle, type of thing. Again, offense explodes also. We have 11 runs. Again, we want to see that. I want to see them beat up on Oakland. They do that yesterday and today. It's a good segue to game 3.
Yeah, game 3, Yankees win 10-4. IKF hits a home run, knocking Esteury Ruiz's glove over the fence. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
I've seen it happen in Little League. I've not seen this happen in a Major League game.
Happen in Little League? Josh Donaldson, another home run, 472 feet. What a shot. What a majestic shot.
That was good for him. I think that'll be a good – let's see what he does now.
Yeah.
He also played a good third base last night also.
You said you wanted to see Donaldson and Stanton, really feast off these bad pitchers, and they did that. So it's a good thing to see.
Specifically today. I want to see them, if they can continue it through St. Louis, I will take more stock in it. Stanton, I'll take a little bit more stock in this series, but Donaldson, I really want to see him. St. Louis has some better pitching, better defensive abilities. I want to see how he does in St. Louis. Stanton, I think will be fine. I think he kind of it's been his month. He had his month. And now I think he's starting to see pitchers again. I think also him taking responsibility. He always has that one interview before he kind of locks in. He had that interview, and so I think he's locked in. So I'll buy some Stanton stock for this season.
Anthony Volpe had two hits again. Since the whole chicken parm day, he's hitting 349. It's an OPS of 975. Has Anthony Volpe officially arrived?
I want to say yes. But also no, baseball's up and downs. Very few players just stay up. If you really think about it, Judge, he had
Just Ohtani.
Okay, Ohtani's a freak. There's no one will be like him. We're all talking about, wait another 100 years. It's the tungsten arm Doyle joke. They're willing. There won't be another player like Ohtani in history. I'm sorry. Yeah. The fact that he's as good of a pitcher as he is as a hitter is insane. That doesn't exist.
Yeah. When Babe Ruth pitched and hit at the same time, he had no power. He wasn't a great hitter when he was pitching. The way that Ohtani's hitting 300 this year. His 28 homers, ERA around 3. He's top 5 in the league in strikeouts as a pitcher. Yeah, I agree. We'll never see anything like this again. He's the greatest player of all time. I think we could all agree on that.
The only way that would be more crazy if he was a switch hitter. That would be the only thing that would be more crazy. I don't think so, but that would be the only thing.
Yeah, or switch pitcher. Switch pitcher.
That's because that's
Pat Venditti, is that his name?
I don't remember. Switch pitcher is different because that's you have to be born with being ambidextrous. I feel like you can teach yourself to hit both ways.
Yeah, Aaron Hicks tried to do that.
Yeah.
Clark Schmidt pitched today. He pitched solid. He gave up 3 runs and 5 1/3. I mean, not solid. It was okay. Who do you want to be your 5th starter, Schmidt or Herman? Because we both said Schmidt before the series, but Herman just did a perfect game. Does that change who you want?
To be honest, no. Because I need to see Schmidt's been on a run of, I think, 7 or 8. This is the 8th start in a row of not blowing up. Herman started off the year really well. It kind of went through a batch, like had two really bad. When I say bad, like atrocious, I think is the better term.
Yeah.
Atrocious starts.
Uh-huh.
And so now we're kind of seeing this for Clark Schmidt as like maybe he's gonna, if Oakland start to hit him a little bit, kind of want to see him like maybe go back to the lab, kind of like staunch the bleeding before it becomes like a blow up start. Because again, for this Yankees offense without Judge, if they're down 4-0 in the second inning, they're not coming back. They're done. They're checked out.
Yeah.
I think we've seen that. But I think IKF hitting a home run today is kind of funny because they're in Oakland, and I feel like I have not known for his power. And
he has more home runs this year than he did the whole last year.
And like 350 less.
370 less at bats.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Good for him. To be honest, I never wanted him as a shortstop. The fact he was a shortstop, I was never mad at him, mad at the front office. Good for him. You know what? Like, turned lemons into lemonade this year, and I'm really happy for him. Really happy. Great guy.
Yeah. Can we wait, yeah. Did that offense meet your expectations this series? Did you expect more from them? Because me personally, I expected more. I mean, last two games they were great.
With the way
game one went, scoring one run against Paul Blackburn and whoever's in their
Blackburn's
bullpen.
a solid pitcher.
He's a solid pitcher, but their bullpen, who's like fine, Trevor May is a solid reliever. Who else?
Trevor May isn't even a solid reliever.
Fujinami's ERA is like 11. He's like one of their main relievers.
But again, like I think there comes a point.
Setup guy.
I think there comes a point with this offense without Judge, where if they see they're down after a certain inning, there's no fight. And that has been my biggest issue this year. Right? In games 2 and 3, they showed fight early, so they're gonna fight through the rest of the games. In game 1, the Donaldson homer, that's not a wake up. I feel like what they want to see in fight, what I feel like fight is you put together good at bats. And yes, if the last at bat in the inning is a home run, then that's okay. But if you have the first two guys in the inning come up, work 6 pitch, 7 pitch at bats, then the third guy comes up and hits a home run, I feel like that's still okay. But when it's just one home run in the inning, it's, it's like.
Yeah. But Boone said they're having great at bats.
Boone said he says that no matter what.
I hate how he always says that. It's like a 3-pitch strikeout, all looking. It was a great at bat. That's all that matters.
The other thing is,
it's so annoying.
The other thing is,
he doesn't hold anybody accountable.
I understand that, but also with how Boone manages this team in the regular season, I don't mind it most of the time in the regular season. The issue is that
I want people to be held accountable.
Oh, I agree. But then everyone was yelling why Gleyber was benched in game 1. He was being held accountable. He got thrown on the base paths for like the 5th time in a week.
If you're being held accountable, you're getting taken out of the game right away. You're not getting benched up and off there.
But now the first
inning. I think Boone loves the double off there. I think that's what it was.
But now for Gleyber. Because Gleyber, they don't mind grinding him to nothing because they'll play him 150 games a year. Gleyber's now one of those guys they treat like they're glass. They do that for, like, again, DJ. They don't give DJ double off days. They did it.
They do. I think they do.
Not as
DJ,
much as
DJ, they don't treat. DJ, they give off days to a lot.
He's not. Give it less than they would. Less than you'd expect.
But he does get injured. He definitely does.
His injuries the last couple of seasons have all been from one problem, which he got surgery on finally. The issue was he kept pushing off this surgery. He had the sports hernia.
2021 was sports hernia. 2020 was that thing in his thumb. Then 2021 was the sports hernia. 2022 was the toe. Goes all related?
Yeah. I think the hernia and the foot have to do with each other.
Oh, they do. I have no idea what sports hernia
is. I'm not 100%.
I can admit that. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly what it is. I just remember that the thing with his foot, he played through like a season and a half. Like he knew about it before the Yankees knew about it. Like he was hiding it a little bit. And then he thought he could play through it and he couldn't. I still think he's feeling pain because you know what? His back foot and his front foot aren't as in sync as they used to be when he's hitting. I have to find the breakdown. I'll post it. I'll retweet and post it if I find it. But someone did a breakdown on it about basically how his swing, how his legs have changed, how he hits. Just interesting to see.
Yeah. You got anything else to add before we wrap up?
I guess one thing would say is you got guys hitting to their baseball card. I said that coming to the series. I want to see Rizzo, DJ, Stanton
Yeah, they
hitting
were
more
all
of their
great.
baseball card. They all hit to their baseball card. It's now a little worse because of game one and no one really hit.
Oh,
But
yeah, but
games 2 and 3,
overall,
you got what you wanted from them. And that was good to see. Really looking forward to the series against St. Louis because St. Louis is way more solid of a team than their record suggests. I want to
yes,
see
but no.
their
I mean,
pitching
like if
has
you look on paper, they look like a good team, but they just don't play like it. You could say small sample size, but we're halfway through the year. I don't
no,
think
it's
they're
not
a
small
good team.
sample size at all. Like
Yeah, they're
again,
not a good team.
yeah, they're not a good team.
I think the Yankees should win the
Pitching.
series too. I think they
Here's the
should
thing.
sweep, but I know they won't because they don't know how
Pitching.
to do that.
Well, here's the thing. It's the Yankees. If they win game 1 and game 2, you know they're punting game 3. If
I
they
just don't get
lose,
that, but yeah.
the Yankees love punties. We've known that since like
I know.
2015.
Why don't we just win the game?
Because they don't take stock in that. Because
That's the problem.
they don't care about driving the stake through the heart. Like they don't have that killer attitude. And I honestly think that kills us in the playoffs
It
because we
does.
get complacent in the playoffs, right?
Yeah. You see the players all joking around when the Yankees are about to get eliminated. Last year against the
Honestly,
Astros, Rizzo just laughing in the dugout with 2 outs. Like
I don't mind that, to be honest, because
I do. It annoys me. Care about winning.
I
That's why you're
understand
playing.
about living and dying with each pitch because we're fans, but they're players. They're used to failure in a way. And honestly, they were not better than that Houston team last year. And so they were probably going to that series knowing, okay, if we take a game, we take a game. We're not going to win. And
you can't have that attitude.
I agree with
you. See Jimmy Butler of the Heat. He doesn't think like that. He knows every team he played in the playoffs was much better than him. He goes inside knowing that he's going to win.
That's the difference. Basketball is such a different sport because it's 10 guys, really, 8 of them who are really playing the playoffs, right? You got 8 guys. In baseball, you at least have, 9 plus 3 starters. You're going to give a catcher a rest day. So 10,
no, but that's
13.
No. That's not my point. The Yankees don't have a guy in the clubhouse who's like telling everybody they're going to win. That like people,
the Yankees don't have
win, you eventually believe that you're actually going to win, even if there's no shot you do.
They need to hire CC. They need to hire CC just to be there for emotional support. To be honest,
Aaron Judge. Look, Aaron Judge is a great hitter. He's not captain material.
No, I think
I can say that. I think we all could say that. He's just not.
No, I think he is captain material, but not in the ways that we expect. He's captain material. He cares about winning a lot, but not in the ways that we're used to from Yankees captains. And I think that's the issue, is that the Yankees right now, they haven't allowed. I also think it has to do with the manager a little bit. I love Booney. I think he's a great manager. Regular season, he doesn't have a killer attitude, and I don't know. I don't know if that's something that comes along with being a manager for a long time, or it's something that like you kind of like you're just with it. But he doesn't have the killer attitude. And I think it's spread now throughout the clubhouse that they need to bring in. I think that's what they were trying to do when they brought in Donaldson. Because Donaldson, his entire career was known as being intense, killer attitude. And he doesn't have it anymore. He looks checked out, to be honest, most of the time.
Yeah,
and I don't know what we're going to have to do to bring that killer attitude to this team. I don't know who's on the market that we can get at the deadline.
I want an old school guy.
I'm not even talking about manager. I'm like, Boone isn't getting fired. Like, he's not. They signed him to a long-term deal. He's not getting fired. So, who, as a player, are you bringing in? Who's going to be the Nick Swisher? Who's going to be the CC Sabathia that you bring in that changes the attitude in the clubhouse?
Let's bring back Brett Gardner. Let's bring him back.
I disagree. I think Gardy is way more happy sitting fishing in the middle of a lake and not interacting with humanity anymore.
The Yankees should definitely like hire somebody like CC to just like maybe as like an assistant pitching coach or something, because he's somebody that's pitched in the major leagues very successfully, and also he's very intense.
Yeah, but CC has said on RTC2, I think more than once, that he wouldn't be able to be a coach, at least for now. Like he would just want to go out there. If someone's having bad start, he would want to put himself in the game. Like he couldn't sit there and watch.
All right. They're going to wrap up.
Long episode. Long episode.
Long episode.
Thank you.
Guys, make sure to like it.